Sorry about that.
No one's watching.
Sorry about that.
Hey, True Believers England team here, and it is Friday night. We're a bit late tonight, and we're going to be doing Brave and the Bold, number 28. This is the first appearance of the original Justice League. We did the Justice League Bwahaha, and figure what the heck. Let's continue. Just call this Justice League month, and we'll take care of business from out there. So at some point in time, maybe we'll do Justice League Europe or something along those lines as well. Anyway, I've got a great crew here. We got Professor Pixel with us. Hello. The real Dr. VENKMAN, except no substitutes. Obviously doing the Wonder Woman part. We've got Maranya.
Good evening. Eric
Back Issue Breen.
Good evening.
And of course, trusty sidekick.
Howdy ho.
All righty. Is this going to be new to anybody?
What is this again?
Starro.
Brave and the Bold.
I only know of it because of a trivia question, so yes, it is new for me.
So you've never actually read? Well, unlike a lot of Silver Age books, this first appearance is not 8 pages.
Oh.
This is a full comic book worth of worth the first appearance.
This is my third time actually reading this.
All right. And of course,
it went by really fast, though. It did feel short, even though it's not short. Of course, pages.
This is I don't think anybody would say that this isn't an iconic cover.
Yeah.
You know, they've actually got a statue of this. I want that statue.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle,
Mickey Mantle.
And a statue of Mickey Mantle. All righty, let's get this thing going as we start off Justice League of America. And I got to tell you, I love the splash page. I love the fact that Aquaman looks like he's 60 years old with the lines in his face. Okay, Eric, you're our narrator. Let's go.
Foes of evil, enemies of injustice, to the mighty heroes of the Justice League of America, all wrongdoing is a menace to be stamped out, whether it comes from outer space, from the watery depths of the 7 seas, or springs full-blown from the minds of men. Banded together to fight all foes of humanity, the mightiest heroes of our time battle the menace of Starro the Conqueror.
Dun, dun, dun. And we have the roll call. Aquaman, Wonder Woman. Aquaman played by myself. Wonder Woman played by Maranya. Superman played by Pixel. Green Lantern was also by myself here. Batman is trusty sidekick. The Flash is RDV, and John Jones is also trusty sidekick.
As Rhaegar said, "R.I.P. Starro, man. This was for you."
You might want to make that a touch bigger.
Okay, and once again, how do we make it a touch bigger? Oh, here we go.
Well, that's for another conversation.
I'm not going there. I am not Gale.
It's not quite 11 yet, kids.
There we go.
That's perfect.
On the East Coast.
On his daily patrol, Aquaman swims in the waters off the Atlantic coast.
My friend Peter, the pufferfish, is calling me, and great Neptune, what an incredible tale it is, thought beaming at me.
Still you.
Oh, a short time ago, while floating upside down on the surface, I saw a gigantic starfish fly down out of the night sky to plunge deep into these waters.
I have traveled across billions of miles of interstellar space seeking a planet like this one, teeming with intelligent life.
By swallowing air into a special sac beneath its throat, the pufferfish becomes inflated like a football, whereupon it rises to the surface and floats upside down. Deflating myself, I follow the alien into the depths.
I am Starro. I have selected you 3 starfish, who must be distant relatives of mine, to help me conquer this planet.
I'll call you Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
Suddenly, to my amazement, the 3 tiny starfish grew and changed, became replicas of Starro itself.
My powers are now your powers. You shall go where I send you. Do exactly as I command. I sound just like the narrator.
There's no time to waste. I must summon the Justice League to an emergency meeting. It may well take our combined powers to battle the awesome menace of Starro and its starfish deputies. God, they made Starro sound ridiculous.
The ultrasonic vibrations caused by solar power on Aquaman's A-belt fan out across the Earth to Wonder Woman.
As I told you before, Steve Trevor, I can't marry you until my services are no longer needed to battle crime and injustice. Great Hera, a secret signal from the Justice League.
Summoning her robot plane, which responds to the vibrations of the Amazon's voice.
Bye, Steve. I have an important job to attend to.
I understand, Angel. Hurry back.
Deep into outer space, the signal carries where Superman stands between a swarm of enormous meteors and a helpless Earth.
If only one of these giant meteors hit Earth, it would cause tremendous damage. What a time to receive a Justice League summons.
As a stray meteor flashes past him, the Man of Steel rockets after it.
I dare not let a single meteor through. I'll signal back I'm temporarily delayed. Ask to be excused unless my presence is absolutely imperative.
Through Earth's atmosphere streaks an experimental rocket plane piloted by Hal, Green Lantern, Jordan.
Oh, that's me. Aquaman signaling me via my power ring. It'll only take a moment to switch from test pilot uniform to Green Lantern costume. The air spacecraft is designed to fly around the world in 24 hours. I'll will it on its way with my power ring, then pick it up after the Justice League business is concluded.
In Gotham City, Batman is racing cross town in the Batmobile when...
I'm getting the Justice League signal, just as I'm closing in on 2 archenemies who have joined forces to loot Gotham City. I'll keep in constant touch with the other members, and trust I won't be needed till I finish this business at hand.
Meanwhile, the Flash, the fastest man alive, hurtles at an onrushing tornado.
My lightning belt is picking up Aquaman's call, but half a dozen towns will be wrecked by the tornado unless I stop it. Tornado is a violent rotary. Hey kids, our tornado is a violent rotary storm, a few hundred yards wide, with winds up to 500 miles per hour. The winds revolve spirally upward in a counterclockwise direction, so all I have to do is run counter to those winds, cancel them out, and stop the tornado in its tracks. Now I can get on to the Justice League meeting.
In the office of a metropolitan police chief.
You've more than earned your vacation, John Jones. Have a good time.
My Martian super hearing is picking up a Justice League call.
Moments later, when Detective John Jones is alone, a strange transformation takes place.
I'll spend my vacation not as John Jones, detective, but as John Jones, manhunter from Mars.
As 5 of the members of the Justice League of America gather in the modernistically outfitted cavern, which is their secret headquarters, Aquaman acquaints them with the strange tale of Starro.
I don't know what its powers are, but I do know the 3 localities where its starfish warriors are due to appear and start the conquest of Earth.
As chairman of the Justice League, the Flash hands out the assignments.
Green Lantern, cover the territory around the Rocky Mountain National Park. Wonder Woman and John Jones, you'll both tackle the agent who goes to the Science City. I'll handle the other mission myself. Aquaman, you'll patrol the deep seas in case Starro makes any more giant starfish, and alert us if you learn anything.
I will, and good luck all.
Continued on 3rd page following.
I was going to do that.
He always goes by so fast. I can't read it.
There we go.
It's fun to help others.
2 complete armies.
Okay, there we go. Y'all good?
Starro versus Green Lantern.
Oh, that's me again. Aquaman said Starro's deputy would strike somewhere in the Rocky Mountain National Park area. There it is now. In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
With these words, and by touching his power ring appropriately, the strange battery of power which came from the interstellar space, Green Lantern derives his ability to cope with evil in all forms. Now, as he rockets through the atmosphere, he is confronted by the embodiment of evil, Starro the Conqueror. Rigid with surprise, the pilot and co-pilot of a mighty Air Force jet bomber cry out as...
What's that? What's that thing up ahead? Looks like a flying saucer from here. No, it's alive. I think it's a huge bird of some kind.
Hands frozen to the dual controls, mouths open, muscles tensed, they find themselves confronted by...
A starfish, gigantic, flying. Hold your fire. Maybe it'll just fly past us. Radio headquarters at once.
Crikey!
Suddenly, the 5-tentacled creature wraps itself around the sack bomber.
It's denting the fuselage. Okay, if it wants a fight, we'll oblige.
Brat. Brat, 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 pop, pop, pow, pow, woo, crash.
Through the aluminum hull, tearing out wires and power panels, comes a mighty tentacle.
Ooh. Watch out, here it comes.
Very gently, the tip of the massive feeler wraps itself around the housing which contains the plane's atom bomb.
This is where all that Japanese stuff came from, guys.
Exactly. It's grabbing the atom bomb.
Seconds later, Starro's deputy moves away from the plane, flying swiftly, while behind it the massive jet bomber dives groundward towards certain doom.
The star creature banged up the plane so it can't fly. I've got to go after it, but not before I help those Air Force men out. The plane is heading for a crash on that mountain peak. The only way to save it and its crew is with the power ring.
A green beam lances from the mighty ring, and obeying the Emerald Crusader's will, forms a ramp above the mountain peak and long slide beyond it.
The plane is on the ramp where it will safely slide down to Earth. Now for that starry menace.
Across the sky flees the star creature, with Green Lantern in hot pursuit.
Probing the minds of Air Force men with my power ring revealed that Starro's deputy stole the atom bomb the plane carried. What's the monster going to do with it?
With a cry of dismay, the Justice League member throws up an arm as...
It's exploded, the bomb! I'll be caught in its tremendous explosion unless...
The power ring throbs and pulses with a verdant glow as it releases its energy to build a protective force field about Green Lantern.
The shock waves can't get through to me.
To his amazed eyes, he sees Starro's warrior within the titanic explosion, glowing, blazing, flaring.
It's absorbing the energy released by exploding bomb, but why? What does it hope to accomplish? What will all of that energy do for it?
Obviously, Green Lantern's never watched a Godzilla movie.
As the protective force field fades away, Green Lantern propels himself through the air at terrific speed.
I can't stop to figure out the answers to those questions. I've got to stop that star menace now before it utilizes all of that power.
A swaying tentacle lifts. A beam of unimaginable fury lashes out at the Justice League member.
Oh, that was close. Even though it missed me, I could feel the terrible heat of that ray.
Follows a titanic duel with raw atomic power matched against the green energy of the power ring, which abruptly ends as...
I scored a direct hit, willing it to lose both power and size.
The glowing brightness of the star monster begins to fade even as its huge body starts to shrink.
It's volplaning groundward, no longer able to fly.
Until at last,
It's an ordinary starfish again. I wonder how my fellow members are making out against the other Starros.
Starro versus Wonder Woman and John Jones, Manhunter from Mars.
The greatest scientific brains of the United States are gathered in that hall of science.
And Starro's deputy is out to destroy them.
Swooping down out of the sky above Science City. Well, they put a lot of thought into that name. The Star Warrior wraps powerful tentacles about the Great Hall of Science as Wonder Woman and John Jones put on an extra burst of speed to stop it. Steel screeches and cement rips apart as the Titanic terror tears the building loose. My mission is to rob the brain power of the scientists inside this building. Higher and higher into the atmosphere rises the tentacled monster. The scientists have been put into a state of suspended animation so they'll remain alive until their mind knowledge is taken from them. To avoid the destructive weapons of the Earthlings, I'll conduct my experiment high into the atmosphere and still sound just like the narrator.
That narrator's a monster.
Okay, is it mind knowledge, like knowledge of the mind, or they... I'm just saying, bad writing, guys.
All their science knowledge is now his.
How dare you,
Mind
sequel of Gardner
knowledge.
Fox.
Okay.
Racing after the second of Starro's cohorts comes Wonder Woman in her robot plane and John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, who flies by a megaton of gravity.
Negation.
Negation of gravity.
Our first consideration is for the safety of the men inside that building.
Side by side, the Justice League duo catapults into action.
We've got to force the star creature to loosen its grip on the Hall of Science. I'll use my golden lasso to snare it.
While I find a weapon to use against the monster.
The Amazon's lasso flies through the air to loop about a flailing tentacle. No sooner does the glowing lasso tighten on the creature than...
Suffering Sappho. Its strength is...
Suffering Succotash.
Its strength is so tremendous, it's yanked me off the robot plane.
Somersaulting in midair, the Amazon princess drops onto the roof of the Hall of Science building.
It caught me by surprise just then, but I'll be prepared for its titanic strength next time.
Meanwhile, the Martian's distance vision has spotted a swarm of meteors hurtling into the atmosphere, and with his Martian super breath, herds them before him.
Superman is destroying some large meteors, but these are just the right size for what I have in mind.
You're welcome.
With terrific force, he blows them at the star colossus.
If the meteors had fallen just a little further into the atmosphere, the friction would have caused them to flare up, and I'd have been unable to handle them.
Bombarded by the meteors, the gigantic starfish flees, dragging the Hall of Science with it so swiftly that the speed of its passage sets a wooden window frame on fire.
Fire! I grow weak around flames of any kind. I've got to put them out or be overcome.
With his Martian supervision, he sights distant storm clouds and inhales them toward him.
By breathing in, I create a huge suction which draws the clouds in this direction.
Moments later, there is a drenching rainfall.
The fire's out. My Martian muscles have recovered their strength.
Good, then let's storm into this menace.
I like that Starro's got Captain America's shield for an eye.
Yeah, it does.
Defiantly, Starro's recruit beams the telepathic message at the Justice League members second before it sends atomic rays sizzling toward them. Deftly, Wonder Woman uses her bracelets made of Amazonium the hardest metal known, to ward off the deadly atomic beams. Oops. No living thing can stand against the nuclear energy stored in my body. These beams will disintegrate you.
Now deflect them.
Yes.
Wonder Woman.
The Martian manhunter grasps the lead which sheaths the roof from atomic experiments in the science laboratory below and rips loose a section.
Exposing the scientists to radiation now.
Shh.
No plan is perfect, okay? Got to loosen this in time to save me from those bolts of force. The lead shields me from the harmful radiation of those nuclear beams.
Oh, you also left off my feet. John James, guard yourself.
Wonder Woman uses her golden lasso again.
I failed to free the building by lassoing the starfish. This time I'll lasso my robot plane to help me out. Robot plane, fly fast, dive for the ground at full speed.
At ultrasonic swiftness, the robot plane rockets toward Earth with the daring Amazon gripping the taut lariat.
The sudden snap of the lariat as it grew tight jerked the building loose from the starfish's tentacles.
At the same instant, the Martian hurtles forward to distract the mighty monster.
I've got to hold it off until Wonder Woman can land that building with the men inside it, safely. I hope the amazing Amazon has reached the ground by this time.
Gripping the golden lasso firmly, her legs guiding the building like a giant ski, the daughter of Queen Hippolyte rides the Hall of Science across the grassy meadow.
We made it. The men inside are in a state of suspended animation, but they'll come out of that shortly. None the worse for their incredible experience, except for the little bit of radiation they got. Robot plane, carry me skyward toward John Jones and the starfish. Hang on, John Jones.
I think it's growing weaker, Wonder Woman. Between the two of us, we can overcome it.
You're right, it is growing weaker.
It's starting to fall.
Soon the Amazon princess and the manhunter from Mars land on terra firma.
Listen, Green Lantern is reporting that he defeated Starro's warrior, reducing it to the size of an ordinary starfish.
And we've overcome the second of the Earth, starfish, to whom Starro gave its powers. Now if only Flash has succeeded in his assignment.
If only.
Here we go, the starfish family. Wow.
Oh, this is part of the. Okay, anyway.
Now you get to learn about starfish too.
Yay!
Golly.
Starro versus the Flash.
All right. There's Starro. There's Starro's deputy now. But what wild plan does it have in mind?
As the grim shadow of a gigantic starfish falls across the coastal town of Happy Harbor, the Scarlet Speedster is hurtling toward one of the most fantastic adventures of his career. Not only must he find a way to read while the page is moving, he must find a way to... Would you cut it out? Not only must he find a way to defeat the monster and not use one of our 2 allotted F-bombs, he must also learn the secret behind the strange immunity of his teenage pal, Snapper Carr. For 3 hours, young hipster Snapper Carr has been spreading turf builder lime and sodium chlorate on the family lawn.
Man, this grass mat is the coolest. Wait till Daddy-O casts his orbs on it. Tell him I'm finished. Hey, what's with the family circle? Where are they beating their feet to?
Maybe he's immune because he doesn't have a brain.
Sudden fright grips Snapper as he runs forward.
Mom, Dad, Sis, you look like you're in Transville. What happened?
Glancing neither to left nor right, John Carr, his wife and daughter walk blindly along the street where they are soon joined by their neighbors.
Man, it's so crowded. It's Antsville now. Like everybody is out putting soles in their sandals. But why?
Hello, fellow kids. We're reading the Justice League
Oh, yeah,
today.
man.
Staying close beside his family, Snapper arrives with the entire population of Happy Harbor in the town square where
Dig that crazy pin. Dig that crazy pinwheel. What is it? What bit is it playing in this spectacular?
a mental voice explodes in Snapper's mind as Starro's emissary stares down on the townsfolk who have succumbed to its mental domination. Scoodly, people of Happy Harbor, you are under my mental control. When I give the order, you will go to wait.
Man, this that's some real jive turkey.
From a swaying tentacle, a beam of sizzling atomic power lances downward, straight for the young hipster. One among you is not under my influence. He must be destroyed.
He has no brain.
It's Chester the cheetah.
He's working for the man.
Only a scarlet streak shows where the Flash is racing at the speed of light.
That star creature is firing atomic blasts at that youngster.
As the destructive beam nears the helpless youth, the scarlet speedster hooks an arm about him and,
Beat that beam by inches.
a split second later, several miles away,
Everyone in Happy Harbor is in a trance except you. Why weren't you affected like the others?
I don't know, Flash Man. I'm bugged.
Now I understand.
I'm really swinging, casting orbs on you like this, Flash. Like, I'm having a happy mare. You dig?
What? I can't stay here and talk to you, young fellow. Besides, I'm not sure I dig you. I've got to get back to that starfish menace.
Oh, hold on. Excuse me, guys.
Let's all go to the lobby. We got ourselves a treat.
Hi-Fi is a square.
Man,
Yeah. I think the only reason that Snapper is not affected is he has nothing up there to affect.
Yes.
Hi. Okay, let's continue.
No.
go back up.
Back up.
Yeah, I didn't cast my orbs on that panel yet.
Yeah. Pause.
Groovy, baby. Yeah.
There we go.
Within the blink of an eye, that's what we need to go to.
Within the blink of an eye, the fastest man alive is rocketing townward while behind him.
He's not splitting up with me if I can help it. I've got my hot rod ready to blow up a storm.
As the Flash hurtles toward the town square, the starfish sends streaks of deadly power lancing through the air. That rhymes, Daddy-O. No man can outrun my atomic lances, not even you, Flash. Racing around and around, the startled creature, the Flash sets in motion a whirlpool of high-velocity winds. I get you, Vank.
You sure?
Yeah, that's the Flash.
All right. Okay. You'll be so busy, you won't be able to hit the broadside of a barn with those beams.
Helpless in the grip of the atmospheric vortex, the star monster is spun around with an incredible rapidity. I'm caught fast, as if by a magnet. Exerting every last ounce of patience and of energy, the giant starfish lunges free. I must find water in which to hide from that human lightning bolt. But as the creature arcs through the air for the shelter of a nearby lake, the fastest man alive keeps easy pace on the ground below.
Water won't keep me as it is. Water won't keep me from it, as soon discover.
With such rapidity that his feet blur to invisibility, the Flash pounds on the ground.
If I can create strong enough vibrations, that starfish won't be hidden very long.
Directing the vibrations caused by his drumming feet to flow out across the lake, the Flash causes the water to pile up and form two watery walls.
No sign of it. I'll have to try another spot.
Again and again, the waters roll back until...
Found it!
The pounding feet abruptly halt. The suspended waters thunder together, slam into the starfish with pile driver force.
Crash!
As the waters subside and wash the lifeless starfish in against the shore.
Some Moses stuff there, man. I never saw anything like that before. It was far out.
That finished off Starro's third agent. Now to see the people Starro had a mental domination. Come on, Snapper, into your hot rod. We're moving.
Moments later, the fastest man alive is racing along the straightaway.
Where's the nearest cliff? Can't go too fast or I might burn up Snapper's tires. Like
Speedsville. Wow.
Dostoevsky.
Why wasn't he worried about that when he was carrying Snapper? Near the outskirts of town.
Hey, Flash, dig Mom, Pop, and Sis. They've cut out of their trance.
They must have been released from the starfish's spell when it was knocked out.
After Snapper greets his family.
Just before I snatched Snapper from the atomic beam, Starro's deputy was giving you an order to go somewhere. Can you remember where that was?
Why, yes, to Turkey Hollow, 5 miles east of here.
Great gobbly. Look. I'll signal the rest of the Justice League to me there. Snapper, you're coming with me. You may be a key to our success or our failure.
You hear these fingers snapping, Flash? That's my way of showing I like something. That's why the cats around here call me Snapper.
Yeah, it's not annoying at all. You keep doing you, man.
I thought it was something else.
Yeah.
Starro versus the Justice League of America. Far ahead of the hurtling speedster and Snapper, the real Starro waits the coming of the people of Happy Harbor. My starfish deputies have been destroyed, and even that annoying hipster, but not before they completed their missions. The atomic energy of the first deputy was relayed into the second one. The second transferred the scientist's knowledge to the third. In the hip bone connected to them, from the third I learned I can control human minds as it controlled them. The earth is mine. Earth beings will obey me when I order them to explode all of their atomic bombs so I can bathe in them and absorb their energy. With enough nuclear power in me, I can travel on to other worlds. This is my first attempt to conquer the world. I had to test the powers of these humans by using these agents. Now that I have succeeded, I can conquer the universe. Having received the message of the Flash, Wonder Woman and John Jones race towards Starro and are soon joined by Aquaman and Green Lantern.
Let me handle Starro. My power ring will overcome it.
Go to it, Green Lantern.
But as the Green Gladiator swoops down out of the sky, he is caught by a mental beam from Starro.
Oh, a force is probing deep into my mind.
Great Hera, Starro has caught him in a mental beam.
Quickly, Green Lantern breaks free of the mental force, but as he turns his power ring on the Star Monster.
Starro read my mind. It learned I have no power over anything yellow, and it foiled me by changing its color to yellow.
Taking up Starro's challenge, the other Justice League members surge forward.
Flash.
Oh, okay. Starro's beam missed me, and hit Snapper. It has no effect on him. My secret. I know Barry Allen, police laboratory scientist. I wonder, is that a giant Twinkie? Quick, Green Lantern, use your power ring to act as a spectroscope on Snapper. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain that later. Wonder Woman and John Johns keep Starro busy.
As Wonder Woman and John Jones hurl themselves at the huge starfish.
Flash knows Snapper is immune to Starro's ray.
Now he's going to try to find out why.
Wow, this is like
Throw him in the beam.
they're really trying to over-explain everything.
Flash and the Green Lantern gather with Aquaman about Snapper.
His spectrum shows nothing unusual except the spectroscopic lines for calcium. It shows he's covered with calcium oxide lime.
Well, that figures. I was using lime on the lawn today.
Oystermen use quick lime to fight starfish who prey on oysters in the sea.
That's the answer. It's not because he's an idiot. It's because of lime. It protects Snapper from Starro.
I
Lime will
did
help
something. I helped.
Yeah,
From a
man.
nearby farm, Green Lantern's power ring lifts several barrels of lime.
We'll
using
pay the
salt.
farmers for their lime later.
Yay, the science.
Science bros.
It takes only a moment for Flash to speed to a chemical warehouse and return with calcium oxide. Lime. Which the JLA puts to good use.
Okay, it's you, Flash.
John, that's it. John Jones, keep blowing. Your super breath is blowing a lime storm right at Starro.
Hey, what's in the bags? Oh, lime.
Yeah.
Until finally, Starro is imprisoned in an unbreakable shell.
They murdered
A
him.
living statue of lime.
That's the end of Starro and its conquest of Earth.
They murdered the starfish alien.
Yes, they did.
Later, by unanimous vote of all the members.
Snapper, in appreciation of your help, we elected you. I didn't. They did. And as an honorary member of the Justice League of America. This band is your signaling device. Oh my God, he's like Jimmy Olsen now. Weird, you always never know when we may call an emergency meeting. Well, Snapper, what do you say?
My fingers are saying it for me, Flash.
What strange and evil forces will the All-Stars be called upon to battle next? And if the Suicide Squad had read Brave and the Bold 28, would Suicide Squad 2 have been a half-hour movie? Next, don't miss the next issue of the Justice League of America.
Bum, bum, bum.
I gotta say, though, Batman's like, did I vote on this?
Wait, yeah, I wouldn't have voted the kid in. No.
Did you notice, though? They're like, pretty much, we don't want Batman to overshadow everybody else. So to give him the spotlight. So Batman's just gonna step aside.
Yeah, you don't want the kid in here unless you
Superman's like, I'm destroying asteroids. Heat vision, they're all gone.
unless he's in a red, yellow, and green costume. You can't have a kid on the team.
All right.
They really wanted to focus on the other members, though. You tell they really.
Imagine what Snapper would be like if today's DC writers got a hold of him. I can't wait for T. Franklin to write in.
I identify as a snapper.
Snapper would be like that guy from that did the press, or I guess for the Clint, or not the. I can't remember what his name is, but he would not be straight.
Superman was just out in space using his telescopic vision, going, hey, Wonder Woman's trying to fight off those tentacles. Nice.
At least it wasn't in Japan.
I could really see them like making it just like basically they would gender swap them, and he would be like this whole thing is just be self-entitled.
Yeah. The one thing that you do, there's a lesson to be learned here. Snapper did his chores. That's how he saved the universe.
And if you do your chores, kids, you might get to be a Justice League member too.
Exactly. There you go.
And you might get rewarded because you get a big delight in every bite of Hostess fruit pie, now available in lime.
See, I thought you were gonna say now they're available in starfish now. Some sushi flavored.
That's great.
Yucca.
I kept thinking though, I could remember. It's been a while since I read how they defeated him, but I'm thinking he's a freaking giant crustacean starfish. This use salt.
Yeah.
Dry him out.
Mm.
because they came from a planet. I thought his whole race came from a planet where they're underwater. At least that's what they said in the Justice League cartoon. I don't know if that's in the books.
Just send him a Red Lobster.
Yeah, we'll take him.
Well, I like how they wanted to do a book and not have to rely on Batman and Superman, but they did hedge their bets and put Superman and Batman in it.
You're like Snappers there? No, we're good. We're busy.
I want to meet the Big S Man.
I want to cast my orbs on.
Can you guys help me out? Rick Jones keeps beating me up.
And then they find out he's like from Squaresville.
Yeah, once you have Snapper 4, right?
That is true. It is true though. I think who said that? Rhaegar said that. One of the people. They said that basically, Flash is a square peg, and then he's making fun of Snapper, who's even worse than him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way they wrote kids back then, folks.
I can urge, or I do. I do have the urge to kill beatniks.
Okay, that was 1961, right? So I'm going to
63.
assume that's how kids were talking in 56, 57.
All right, Daddy-O.
Yeah, it's not right.
Hey, Daddy-O.
Only in Riverdale.
Right.
Because somewhere a young Bob Haney was going, I can use this dialogue.
So next week it's Detroit Justice League, right?
That's an annual, so that would be double size.
Oh. I guess we'd have to start earlier.
I mean, we could do that, but I do believe the first appearance of the Justice League Detroit was a double size annual.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna come up with something. We're gonna come up with something Silver Agey, I think, as well. So we might continue Justice League and just make January Justice League month, but if y'all want,
we can read all 3 books of Invasion.
Well, the other one I was looking for was the very first appearance of Flamebird and Nightwing, because I thought that might be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Superman 153 or 156 around there selling. But, we're going to continue on with the Silver Age silliness, or we'll continue with the Justice League. Maybe, like I said, Justice League Europe could be cool, or Justice League Detroit. I think that is a good choice as well. So show back up next week, 9 o'clock Eastern time, or 10 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be on time next week. I
apologize for that. I did fall into the female trope of being late.
Well, I fell into my own trope of being late too, because I was making the thumbnail and all that. So
also, I'm glad for this issue is that they did not have Wonder Woman be the secretary. She actually kicked butt.
Also, no need to apologize. It's Engleteen's channel. If you even learned that he's late,
there you go.
What are you watching?
Do you mind if do we still have both of our F-bombs? Because I'd like to use one on LK.
Go on ahead.
When I was talking about that's how I talked in 56. What, Breen? You don't remember?
Yeah. Wait.
It ain't LK. It ain't like you're getting carded when you go to buy beer either, son.
Yeah, but he is young enough for you to call him son.
Actually, isn't it? Don't they have the card from like what 21 till what age 30?
At least a card from 18 to 25, at least for cigarettes.
Yeah. But
okay. Now tomorrow we're doing our auction at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and
is it still on Old Man Comics?
Say again. It's still on Old Man Comics. Okay. So check out over there. And then on Sunday, here at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're doing Jeopardy. We're gonna have the big scorers on. And Zach. So that should be interesting. But yes, it'll be Maranya versus my brother versus Zach. So that should
leave a black cat.
Say it again.
Leave a black cat.
No, it's gonna be Zach, my brother, and because Evil Black Cat played last week.
Oh, that's right, he did play it.
Yeah, that's how he got to be in the same scoring league.
Yeah.
So,
And if I can go ahead, because I was watching England team before over on Peacemaker tonight on the Geeky Puppet Show, they're reading the night Gwen Stacy died here in about 15-ish minutes. So check that out too.
Ugly Douglies.
Okay.
You kids have a great time. Thank you very much for hanging out with us while we read through Brave and the Bold, number 28, the first appearance of Justice League. And as always, if you don't mind helping out the channel, there is a link to Ko-Fi in the description below. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.